Hello, once again. Today I'm testing a new recording device. It's Olympus something or something, and some cheap mic that I had in my home. And the recording device is it is my dad's, but he said that he didn't really need it, so who knows. Anyways, today I have a topic to talk about, and that is fiberglass molding. My initial idea was to make a sandcastle that is shaped like upside down boat. But that has one problem, because I don't really have a sand. I don't have a what's it called? Like sandbox. I don't have a sandbox anymore because my dad sold it when I grew up. And turns out that sand is pretty expensive. So my another idea was to make the mold out of snow, because there's plenty of snow in the winter, but there's another problem with that. The epoxy glue or the epoxy plastic that doesn't cure in the 0 degrees Celsius. At least the regular one doesn't. The regular epoxy glue doesn't cure in the 0 degrees. Okay, let me clarify something. Epoxy glue heats up chemically. When it's mixed the two components, and the heat cures the epoxy. So if you wanted to cure something really fast, you could take a heat gun or heat it somehow. Or if you want to slow down the cure, you could put it in the freezer. Not freezer, yes, I think it's freezer. Anyway, the cold place. But I'm not sure if it will cure at all at 0 degrees Celsius, because I saw some graphs that they were in Fahrenheit, but it looks like that the line that goes from liquid to gooey or gel to solid, and it didn't go to solid at all below 0 degrees Celsius. And if it works another way around, if the chemical heating was too intensive, it would melt the snow. It would melt the snow mold, and it would collapse. So that doesn't work. So I think I have to use the sand idea, and it works. I have seen it on the internet. Some guy did a sculpture using sand, like play sand, making sand sculpture and laying the fiberglass on top of the sand castle or the sand sculpture. And after that you can, when the fiberglass has cured, you can pour out the rest of the sand. There's one problem with that also. The epoxy sticks to the sand, so you get layer of sand below the fiberglass. And I guess you could try to sand it away or something, but that's pretty tedious job. So the guy doing the sculpture, he used some kind of latex paint on top of the sand sculpture, and then he laid the fiberglass and epoxy on top of that, and finally he dissolved the latex paint with water in a water bath. So I have to test that whole idea myself before I can try to do it myself. But I have to test it in small scale. Make like a small little radio controlled boat or something like that. Small model boat, something like that. So the problem now is that I need sand, and where can I get free sand? Or well, I could steal some from the beach or someone's property or something, but I'm not going to do that. With my luck, I'm gonna get in trouble or something if I try to steal something. If you try to Google earth teeth or plant teeth, you can't find anything. Maybe I should Google sand teeth, because beaches have been stolen before. Anyways, my point is that I need to find some kind of probably not hardware store, because they have the pretty steep prices on the sand. So I have to find someone who can supply me small amount of sand with cheap. That is if I'm going to do that, because first I'm going to do the small scale test, and I have a bag of sand, so I think that's enough. I think that's enough to do that. But if the test succeeds and I decide to go with it, if I decide to go with it, then I have to proceed with the getting the touch with the sand supplier. Also, I found a engine, a motor, electric motor in my dad's garage. So I think I can use that for some kind of project if I need to. I don't need a motor right now. But in the future, if I need a Powerwall 3-phase motor, I have one. Also, I found a motor supplier that if the motor for some reason doesn't satisfy my needs, I can find used motors. I hope. Maybe I should go with they're closed. They're closed right now. What else? Yes. I haven't been doing welding lately at all because I have been putting all my might and strength. Oops. I have been putting all my strength and time in a video game that I'm making. Yes, I'm doing it. Yes. You have maybe seen the time-lapse videos of me making the game. So, and if you haven't heard about the idea, of the game, you are a girl who has to defeat an army of fairies, evil fairies, and get to the bottom of why the fairies are attacking. And I hope the story of that game gets pretty grim in a hilarious way. I hope. I'm not very good at storytelling, so it could be a poor story. But I hope that the story will be grim, but kinda funny in some kind of sense. I have been on 1 week vacation, if you could call that a vacation, but anyways, not that it was bad, but it wasn't a vacation, it was a work trip, if you could say. And I hope that I can get back in the groove of making things, like making the game. Anyways, I hope you liked watching. I really hope that the sound quality is better. And I thank you for watching. See ya.